Alright, so what's up, y'all? Yeah, I'm still in the same outfit, and yes. So we're gonna go ahead and just get right into part 2. If you have not watched part 1, go over and watch part 1 first, and then you can come over and watch part 2. But yes, y'all. So getting right into the story, basically, where we left off was she was doing like heck of much, like getting into her family and all stuff like that. Like, it was a lot. So if you guys don't remember, in part 1, after her boyfriend got the police called and everything else, he ended up moving out. So after he moved out, she no longer had a car. So A would borrow Alex's second car and basically use it at night for work. Now remember, Alex has a girlfriend. Now Alex's girlfriend used his second car to go to work during the day. So basically, Alex's girlfriend, we're going to call her Veronica. Veronica and A will basically be sharing Alex's car to get back and forth to work. Well, A felt like, because mind you, Veronica and A also got really close inside, like the house-wise, and A basically confided a lot into Veronica, which she was dumb to do, because A will go and talk behind my back to Veronica, and Veronica, y'all gonna figure out later on, she wasn't a solid friend, baby. Okay, so basically, like I said, they were sharing the cars, whatever. Well, A took it, felt like that was her car now. Okay, she felt like, I put gas in this car, whatever the case may be, it's my car too. So it was an issue where A was basically like no longer working, and Veronica felt like A shouldn't be using the car anymore. Like, you're not working, so why do you need to use the car? A will go take the car to go pick up her friends, yada yada yada, do heck of much. Well, it was a problem one time because A seen me, I'm walking home from work, and she picks me up and she was like, hey, like, come to the store with me and I'll drop you back off at the crib. So I'm like, okay, I was already close to the house, so I should have just said no. Like, yeah, I was down the street, but I could have just went home and chilled. She went to like 3 stores, y'all. Like, she went to Rainbow's, DD's, and a grocery store. I was ready to go home. Like, I just did a whole shift. Like, I did not want to be out. Like, I thought she was going to one little store and then we're going home. But she did a whole bunch of errands and took me with her. Well, basically, A or whatever, A ends up, while she's in the store, she sees a girl she's not cool with. And they get into an altercation into the grocery store, and the girl slaps A with a bag of beans, y'all. You know, like the bag of beans, like the black beans and stuff come in. Yes, y'all. When I say she slapped her with the bag of beans, slapped her like with the bag of beans. And you feel me, like, I personally, I don't have a problem with this woman. I don't know this woman. It was a one-on-one situation. So I personally feel like what I need to jump in for, like, no offense, but A, mind you, we don't really have a good record right now at the time of me living there. We're not really friends. I don't really even talk to a lot of my roommates in the house, which was a problem for them because they felt like I was being very distant. But like I already told them, I'm very private. I'm very to myself. Like, I don't mind partying and having fun, but I'm very too much to myself. I'm mostly in my room 100% of the time. So she was feeling some type of way that I did not do anything about that girl slapping her with the beans. Y'all, mind you, the stores that we went to were up the street, and then the grocery store we went to was Foods Co, which is right across the street from our apartment. Y'all, she felt some type of way that when because I picked up some things too, because I was like, I'm already at the grocery store, why not? She left me at the grocery store and went home because I didn't do anything about a girl slapping you with a bag of beans. What was I supposed to do? You fight her. If somebody slapped me with a bag of beans, I'm taking off. I don't know if she was embarrassed. I don't know what the thing was, but like, you left me at the store because. And so when I'm calling her, I'm like, where are you at? Like, she's not answering the phone. So I end up walking home because it's across the street. But I was mad because I had groceries, and I'm just like, ugh, I gotta carry these groceries across the street, and it was hot. So I'm looking now like dumb irritated because, mind you, I have to come home to you. Like, we live in the same house. So when I get home, she's literally in the kitchen. I'm like, why did you leave me? And so she's literally not saying nothing, and I'm like, okay. So I'm putting up my groceries now, and she like, I guess I was like in her way, so she's like, excuse me, and I'm like still proceeding to put my stuff away because I'm in the middle of it, and hold on, like, you can hold on. So she gets mad and slams our freaking laundry door and like kind of like brushes past me and goes to her room. Now y'all, I really have a very low temper. Like, my temper is very low, so like I'm sitting here holding it in like, Nene, don't do it. Nene, don't do it. Like, I'm sitting here pissed because I'm just like, what is going on here? So after that situation, I talked to her for a good couple weeks. Like, she was giving me weird vibes. So one night I came home from work and she was home, and she kind of had a conversation with me saying sorry, yada yada yada, and we end up being cordial because I just feel like I have to live with this girl. There's no way that I can just 100% ignore her. So we end up being cordial again. So this time everyone's smiling in my face. Oh, Nene, yes, and all these different type of things. So I asked her, because she does hair, so I asked her one time if she can sew in me some hair, and I'll just pay her for it. So she does it for me. She sews in the hair. The whole time she's talking big mess about Veronica, like big mess, like she's dirty, she doesn't clean up, she's getting annoying now, she's not on the lease, I'm getting ready to kick her out, I'm getting ready to do this, like big mess, like talking big mess. So me, I'm just sitting there like listening because I'm getting my hair done, watching TV, but I'm talking about, she's talking real big mess about this girl. So I don't know what the situation that really technically happened between them, but I guess like Veronica and Alex got into it, and instead of everybody, like, she got into their mess. Instead of like, you know how when her and her man was arguing, everybody stayed out their business? Well, she got into their argument and kind of took Alex's side, because I guess the way Veronica said it was, she was already mad because Veronica told Alex that A don't need to be using the car no more because she ain't got no job, and she's just using the car just to go out and party when she really needs the car, and there'll be times that she needs the car and A got it. So I guess A was feeling some type of way about that. So when Alex and Veronica got into it, A jumped in and took Alex's side and basically was like, yeah, you need to break up with her, yeah, she needs to move out, all that stuff, so she'll be able to continue to use his second car without Veronica in the mix. Well, Veronica and Alex didn't break up. Veronica just went to her mom's house for a day or two and then came back home. So basically that was like, you know, the little situation. So A was going to a little trip of hers, and it was to Texas or something like that. Now, the way that our bills were set up is we all pitched in for rent. When it's time for rent, we all pay for rent. And then like for like SMUD and PG&E, we'll all give our money to one person who was like, so for instance, for rent, we'll all put our money in and we'll give it to one person so they can get a money order so they can just pay it. And then for PG&E or SMUD or whatever, whoever's name it was on, we'll give all our money to that person. They'll pay it, whatever. Just like for me, I had cable and like Wi-Fi, so whoever for the whole thing, they'll give me their money, I'll go pay it. Well, we all gave our money to A because her name was on the SMUD bill. Now, if you know what SMUD is, your lights, okay? So basically we gave our money to her to pay the bill. We all gave our money, pitched in. Now the issue with that was she was going to go to Texas, like I said, for a trip. Now while she's gone in Texas, the whole time, she was gone for probably like a week. Now, the day that she was supposed to originally come back, I come home from work, tired, ready to watch me some All American, and ain't no lights coming on. I'm flicking and flicking and flicking. No lights is coming on. So I'm like, what the heck? I'm turning on TV, no lights coming on. I'm like, what? Mind you, it's not all the way dark. You know how like in like certain around like seasons where it's like 8 o'clock but it's not fully dark outside? That's how it was. It was like 7, I think it was like 8 o'clock because it was about time to watch All American. And the lights, it was like light outside, but it was getting dark. So I'm like, what the heck? So the only person that was home was Veronica. So I'm asking Veronica, and she's pissed. Like, she's like, it's been off all day. It's been off since this morning after you left, probably around 10 o'clock. And I'm like, huh? Like, why? So there was a thing where we didn't open each other's mail. Like, whoever checked the mail, we would put all our mail on the table, and the order would put it in the little cubby, and then whoever smell it, you come get the mail. So Veronica took it upon herself to go to the mail because she said, no, y'all, we've been getting A's been getting letters from SMUD, and we never really checked it. We think in the case just bills. Y'all, why did A not pay the bill for like 3 months? We've been giving this girl our money and she did not pay. There was urgent bills, y'all. It said urgent on the SMUD bills for her to pay him, and she did not pay him. We've been giving this girl our money and she has not paid the bill. Mind y'all, remember I said she don't got no job no more, and the only thing she was technically doing was doing hair, but she barely had clients. And the whole time that she said she was doing hair, she was really taking our money, and that's the money that she took and spent to go to Texas, y'all. Oh, that was it for Nene. So I'm blowing her up. I'm calling her. It's going to voicemail. It's not answering. So Veronica said, girl, I've been trying. So you know how you feel like when somebody block you? I think that she blocked us. So I go on her Facebook, y'all, because we added each other on Facebook, because that's where, like I said, we first originally met each other through the ad. She blocked me, and she blocked Veronica. So I said, oh, Nene's too smart for that. So I went to Instagram, went to her Instagram, and I started calling her off Instagram. She answers like, hello? And I'm like, hey, bro, like, where are you at? Like, what's going on? There's no lights or whatever. And she was like, I was going to pay when I get back. Get back? Girl, what are you talking about? You supposed to pay before you left. Like, what are you talking about? You been supposed to pay this bill. So she was like, oh no, I'm paying tomorrow. Tomorrow? Girl, we need lights tonight. I'm gonna need you to figure this out. So I'm like, no, I need you to pay it. She was like, well, they're closed now, so like I can't really do nothing, but I'm gonna have to pay it tomorrow. Then she gonna say, and I'm gonna need y'all to put in $50 more. What are you talking about? I said, what are you talking about? Oh, well, the bill's more than what it is. Does more than what it is monthly, because you haven't paid it in 3 months, slow one. So they want the full amount. They don't want no 1 month payment because you haven't paid it in 3 months. So that's why she's telling us we all gotta put $50 more in. Me and Alex was not playing that. Me, Alex, and Veronica said, no, you better figure it out, but the lights better be on. So what Nene did, I called my boo, and I went to my boo house. I'm not finna sleep in no dark, and I'm not finna, the food gonna be like, no. Nah, I'm good. I'm very much good. So what I took it upon myself, I ended up leaving, and I basically waited till the next day. They confirmed that the lights were on, and that's when I finally came home. So after all of that, y'all would have thought that would have been Nene Straw to whoop this girl's behind, but no, I still tried to stay civil, and I did, you know, I kept it civil, even though after we found out she wasn't paying the rent, none of that. So that day though, that the electricity and stuff was off, Veronica ended up telling me everything that A ever said about me because she was already pissed. She basically said A was talking behind my back, thinking I was better than everybody else. Basically saying how I was rude, how I would have get-togethers at the house and not invite them. Which, how am I going to invite you to your house? You here. If my friends come over to eat food and all stuff like that, how am I going to invite you to your house? You here. If you want some food, come get some. But they were mad. She was morally mad because my friends and everybody didn't want to talk to you. I can't force them to hang out with you, baby. I can't. Plus, you already gave off weird vibes. Like, no one wants to be around you. You already gave off weird vibes. Like, what? So, yeah. So, basically, I instantly confronted her because I was like, pause. So when I did come back, I confronted her. She's like, what? No, I never said that. I never said nothing about you. And tried to fight Veronica because she said Veronica was lying. But Veronica was like, what do I need to lie for? Like, you did say all that when they were cool. Remember, they were all buddy. Oh, you might be in. Yada, yada, yada. Like, it was just y'all. It was fake pregnancies going on in that house. It was, y'all. I really wish I could like really break down everything, but these videos would be so long and I just want to get to the point. But it was fake pregnancies. I told y'all about the rape situation. It was a lot. Abuse. It was a lot in that house. So basically, fast forward after all of that, I basically again was just staying to myself, not really worried about what they got going on. So this probably was around her cousin ends up moving in. First, she told us her cousin was supposed to be just our housekeeper, so she's supposed to just come over and clean our house, which makes no sense to me because if you clean after yourself, why would we need a housekeeper? It's an apartment. But she swore down we needed somebody to come clean up. But why would he? I don't need nobody to clean after me. I cleans after myself. So I was very much confused, but she kept meaning like, oh, she's just coming to clean up the house. Why? Like, it makes no sense. So she goes and she basically moves her cousin in. That's basically what it is. So her cousin will clean the house and that'll be her way of paying her for staying there. No, because you don't have to clean up after nobody. I don't get that. So fast forward, I would notice little things missing out of my room because I didn't have a lock on my door because I just felt like nothing usually comes up missing and I just never put a lock on my door. But I started noticing like little things come up missing, like makeup products, money, because I always like keep like little dollars or change or whatever. Like I always would do that, like put it up somewhere. While I will always notice it would be short. Like I will come home from having change or whatever and I'll put it away and I would have like $5, $10, $15. Most I had like was 40 bucks, like in ones, y'all. And I would notice slowly like my ones disappearing to the point that one time I came home and it was only $2 left. And I'm like, hold up, I know for sure I haven't been taking that of this money. So I talked to everyone about it. Oh no, I've never been in your room. Oh no, I've never been in there. No. Mind you, stuff hasn't been coming up missing before, so I didn't automatically want to point fingers at my roommates because I just felt like stuff never came up missing before. But you just moved in this girl and now all of a sudden stuff missing. Now I'm not trying to say it was her, but what I'm saying is if she's supposed to go around cleaning stuff, but every time I come home something's missing out of my room, giving me weird vibes. Like I don't know, that's just weird to me. So yes, I'm starting to make it a problem. Like yeah, with little stuff like makeup or foundation, because I do have dumb foundations, I do have heck of concealers, but these are for clients as well as myself. So like I spend hard good money on this stuff. Why would I not have a problem with someone taking it? The freak. So anyway, that was an issue for me too, because I was just like, I'm over it. Like this girl just brings too much drama to this house. Like it's too much. So after all that, I'm just really getting irritated. And yeah, so anyway, one weekend I had my siblings over and this is where things get down. Okay, I had my siblings over one weekend. It was not even a whole weekend, it's probably for like a day or two. And I had all of them except for like my grown sister. So They're having a good time, we eating, whatever. Now, I've been having an issue as far as in like the cleaning situation with the kitchen, because there was a point in time where I stopped like cleaning after grown people, because there was this thing where everyone will always be like, oh well, you know, we always take care of everybody in the house, so like if someone did leave some dishes, you can like put it in the dishwasher for them. Okay, that was cool for a little bit, but then they will always leave heck of dishes, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna keep doing y'all dishes. Y'all grown. Like, if you make a dish, wash it and put it in the dishwasher. Like, what? So she ends up, the kitchen was clean before I ended up going to bed. I ended up going to bed. So my little sister, she ends up making something before she went to sleep, and you know, teenagers, they don't clean after themselves. So I wake up the next morning and I'm in my room, I'm just chilling, and this girl barges in my room, like, opens the door, we need to talk, can y'all get out? And I was talking to my siblings. You don't do that. You don't do that, okay? You just don't do that. So they don't move, okay? I know my babies, they don't move. They didn't budge they did not even move an inch out their seats. When she said, can y'all get out? I'm looking like, at first I, because we were all having a good conversation, so I'm like, huh? So I'm not gonna lie to y'all, your girl was partaking in some things before she came in. If you know where I'm getting at, you know where I'm getting at. So I was like on a good mood, you know, but my mood went down when she came in there doing. So she was like, I don't know if it's you, I don't know if it's them, but I'm tired of cleaning this kitchen. So I'm looking at her like very much confused, because I'm like, what are you talking about? That kitchen is clean. And she's like, no, it's not, da 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 da. And I'm like, girl, I know you ain't come over here tired talking to me about no clean, because I feel like I'm the only person who cleans in this house. Like, what? So basically I'm like, okay, what's in here? So I'm like, okay, y'all, like, I don't know what you're talking about. The kitchen, it was clean before I went to bed. So yeah, she's like, well, we need to have a meeting in the house, and I'm tired of all this secretive stuff, and people say he say she say da 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 da. So I'm like, we need to have a meeting. So I'm like, okay, well, we can talk when everybody else get here, because obviously if you try to he say she say, you ain't got nothing to hide. So when everybody get here, we can have a conversation. But I'm about to enjoy my babies for right now, so whenever they get back, we can have the conversation. She leaves my room. So I go into the living room with my family, and also my man was there at the time, and I'm like, what the freak? So they're asking me, like, yeah, they're whispering, but they're asking me, like, what the freak was that? Like, what's going on? So I'm telling them, like, what she was saying, and she comes out of her room like a bull that just seen red. I thought we just said that we're not going to speak about it today. Get here. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, okay, hold on. It's the day. It's the day. It is the day. Because I'm like, you really must think I'm a pushover. Like, you really must think that you won't get these hands. Like, okay. And so I'm like, she's yelling though, but my thing is, you're causing commotion in front of my babies. Don't do that. Don't do that. When they come to my house, they don't need nothing but peace, fun. Don't do that. So mind you, she don't know. I got 2 teenage siblings though that's there too, okay? 1 sister, 1 brother. And one thing we don't play about is each other, okay? Period. And I am not finna, you come over here too close to me, I promise you they're probably gonna jump on you. I promise you. But of course I'm not gonna allow them to do that, because I'm the big sister, the heck. But don't get it twisted, baby. They ready, okay? So she yelling too much, and I'm like, okay, everybody go in my room. All the kids go in my room. So I had my brother take the little girls to the room, and I had my brother and my sister go to the room, and me and my man out there now. Cause I'm like, you wanna do this? Let's just do this. So we trying to argue with me back and forth. I'm like, again, I'm not finna sit here and do no he said, cause she wanna go back and forth about what somebody else said. They not here to defend themselves. So since they're not here, I'm not finna have this conversation about them. But my conversation is about you. So what's up? I kept saying what's up. Every time I said I want to fight her or what's up, Nene, I don't even want to go there with you. I don't want to go there. So what are you doing? Please, baby, what are you doing? Because right now, what you're telling me is you want to fight. You want to fight. So basically, after all that, there was no fighting. There was no nothing. She just did a whole bunch of talk and made me mad and pissed me off. Like, that was it. Like, basically, that was it. So, I was pissed off and we went our separate ways. And after that, I really didn't talk to her. So, now, this is around March. Time for March. This is when COVID first really hit. And it was very hard times, and I know everything was pretty much crazy, but this is when this is when my job like ended up closing down. It was just a whole little mess, and I was stressed out because I ended up losing my job, having to apply for unemployment. And then if y'all knew unemployment taking forever during this time, like, it was a very stressful moment. So my job sent me basically three checks. They sent me three checks basically, that's going to be to last me until my unemployment. So the first check, they were going to mail me these checks though. I don't know why they could. For some reason our systems wasn't going to allow them to direct deposit these checks, so they had to send them through mail. So mind you, I did not have a mail key. This whole time of me living there, I never had a mail key. So I will always have to wait for Alex to check the mail, and basically we'll get my mail. So I never had a problem with mail before, but this specific time when it would have to do with my checks, I'm having an issue. So I'm at my boyfriend's house at the time because I'm not, like, I don't want to be home. Like, they were just doing too much for me. So I made sure my checks was coming in way before rent was done, so I could just pay my rent. And I was going to pay like multiple for about like 2 months so I can hold me for my unemployment. Y'all, I kept waiting and waiting, asking them while I'm at my boyfriend's house, like, hey, did I get email? Hey, did I get an email? No, you didn't get no mail. No, you didn't get no mail. And what was weird for me, I was at my boyfriend's house probably like three weeks, almost 4 weeks. And it was really funny to me how they kept saying I get no mail when I had cable in my name. And I'm like, I didn't get no cable bill, like nothing. No, you didn't get no mail. You didn't get no mail. Okay. So finally I came home and I really looked through the mail, and I only really see the cable bills and like other little like coupon stuff in my name. So I'm like, where's my checks? Like, they only said it's supposed to take 7 to 10 days. I called my job. They said they're going to locate it, track my check. They said it came to my house and it was delivered. What? So I'm having them confirm with me and my address. Like, you sure? They're like, yeah. It was there and it got there on this day. Pause. So I asked each and every roommate. No, there was no check. There was no check. There was no check. So I called my job again. Are you sure it was sent to this mail? Yeah. I said I didn't get it. So they canceled that check and they sent me another one. So I'm asking them like, okay, well, can I just come pick it up because I need it? No, we have to send it out because no one can even come into the building right now. Okay, so they send it out. They expedited it for me too. So they said it's only gonna take 3 business days. This was probably on a Tuesday. I even stayed home for this. It was a Tuesday. Friday come, no check. I'm like, okay, wait till Monday. Monday come, no check. Tuesday come, no check. It's been a week now. Okay, call them again. Ma'am, it was delivered. How? I've been home. No check. Every time somebody checks the mail, done. So I asked Alex because he has a mail key. Alex said, no, I gave the mail key to A because I'm not really home like that. Okay, I said, hey, no, I haven't seen no check. I haven't seen no check. I haven't seen no check. Long story short, A took my first check and tried to, like a dummy, take a picture of it and get it deposited to her bank account. There was a whole police report. It was an investigation, all that, because they tracked my check. And when they said someone tried to deposit it in the account, they told me it was the name by her first name. Because A wasn't her first name. She had a whole different name from she had a government. Basically, she had a name that she told us, and then a name that was her actual government name. So I'm like, when they told me the name, I'm like, huh? But they told me her last name, which I'll tell y'all, it's Brown. I said, Brown. So when I went into the house, I see mail with that name that they told me with the last name Brown. Y'all. I said, oh my God, I'm going to jail. But instead of me putting myself in position, because they do have some priors, I said, instead of putting me in the position of going to jail, I'm going to just go ahead and make this police report, and I'm going to show them so they can arrest her. Yeah, I want to do that. So, but while that time was happening, I didn't trust none of my stuff to be there. I locked my room up, and I decided to leave. I stayed at my man's house because, mind you, I couldn't pay the rent because I was waiting on unemployment and all that. So I was waiting for my check to come. So I decided I was moving out. I was moving out. I couldn't do it no more. Like, Now remember, I was paying them rent under the table. I never signed the lease. So I told them I was moving out. I told them. And I told Alex, and I told Veronica, and I told them why. And I left. And I basically came back later on with the sheriff, and I came to get my stuff. Well, when I tried to come back by myself, she ended up changing the locks on the door, trying not to give me my stuff back. And Alex and Veronica were not there. So basically, when I couldn't open the door with my key. So she wasn't trying to give me my stuff back because I said I was moving out, and they had to find a new roommate because, and I'm not paying them first month because I know what she did. I'm not paying them for the next month because I know what she did. And she stole my money and she tried to sell it. So yeah, no, I'm not paying you. And I'm moving out. So she tried to keep my stuff. Okay, so I texted her and I told her, because I felt like someone was already in the house. They wasn't trying to let me in though. So I texted her, I said, if this door is not open and I can't get my stuff in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to break down this door and we're going to have a problem. So what I really did though is I called the sheriff, because if anybody really knows the law, the sheriff can't really do nothing if nobody is home. So her dumb self came home and she thought she was going to do something big, because she came over with her cousin and some dude. And mind you, I have my siblings and my man with me that day because I need to move on all my stuff. So she thought she was coming. I thought, she was going to just come out the car and like fight. But obviously she wasn't going to fight. And I knew she was going to fight because when that girl stopped her with them beans, she didn't do nothing. So baby, I knew she was going to do nothing to me. But yeah, so she basically tried to do some weird stuff and try not to give my stuff. Try to do like just hecka unnecessary stuff. Well, when I called the sheriff before she pulled up, and when the sheriff got there, she was like, great, because I called you guys too, and this and that. And she was really mad because the sheriff was like, okay, well, there's nothing really I can do. Like, but you got to give her stuff. Like, if her belongings are in this house and she paid rent here, you got to give her the stuff. So they were like, so open the door. She was like, she tried to stop and argue with the police. So this is one thing you got to do. When you black, okay, I'm gonna give y'all a secret. You black and you a white and there's white cops and you really want to just be the one who get the good in the situation, act nice, be chill. I was like, I just want to get my stuff and go. She's being so confrontational. Y'all didn't put while she hide yada yada all that stuff and all the cops say no, because I don't have to. I just want to get my stuff and I want to go. That's me. Baby, them cops said, oh, baby, you're going to move out this way and she's going to get her stuff. And she and her family watched while all me and my siblings walked up and down them stairs, taking all of my lovely stuff right up outside that house. And she was hot about it because, yep, y'all didn't get my rent money. So, yeah, I got up out of there. And she was mad about it. She was mad about it. So yeah, so basically she was mad, and yeah, that's basically it. I left and she couldn't do nothing about it, and I took all my stuff and I took all my money. That's what she get, you little piece of thief. Like, yeah. And ended up coming to find out, the police ended up updating me, she did go to Sacramento County Jail, because you know that's where I live. And yeah, she went to jail. She went to jail trying to do that for fraud. And I don't know how long she spent in there, because I didn't really do any update. But she did go to jail. And oh well, that's what you get. Haha. And yeah, so yeah, that's basically what happened. And yeah, but there was so much more, y'all, that happened in that house with that girl. But like I said, I would be here. This video is already long. I'll be here for ages if I tried to explain to y'all what this girl really did. But yeah, that is my story of my crazy roommates. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel down below. Also, don't forget to follow me on all my social medias down below as well. And thank you guys so much again for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.